Hello and welcome to the San Jose State Weekly Football Press Conference. Today is Monday, October 29th. Spartans on the road this weekend following a win at home, 50-37 over UNLV. And now we'll take on the Wyoming Cowboys in Laramie this Saturday, November 3rd. Kickoff at 12 o'clock Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, which means the pregame show on 1590 a.m. KLIV and the Spartan Radio Network begins at 10:30 Pacific Time in the morning. Let's welcome in San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan.
It is Halloween week after all. How's everybody doing? Obviously, Saturday was a great day for us, and our, I've talked about it a lot, but I just really appreciate how hard our coaches have worked, how hard our players have worked to kind of get to a chance where we play well enough to win one and to finish a game. It was hard fought. Every game we play in is, but it was so great to see our players celebrate like that, after the game and in the locker room, and just to have that feeling for them. I was so happy for our team. This week is a new challenge. We're going on the road, playing a really tough Wyoming team. They played excellent last week, again, on the road at Colorado State. They do a lot of stuff on both sides of the ball that present a really, really big challenge for us. So we're hard at it, putting a plan together and getting going. And so it feels better sitting here today than it did the last few weeks. So I'm excited about the chance to get going and get playing. And then the other thing that I can't forget to mention is Dakari Monroe being the Defensive Player of the Week in the conference. It's so awesome for that young man. He is an incredible example of what a college football player should be. He's a good student. He's a really good player. He's playing his best football in his senior campaign. It's awesome. He's a local kid, Archbishop Mitty High School. So him just being from right down the street and playing at the level he's playing at is just a really great thing for, obviously for our team, but I think also for our program, and that, kids from the Bay Area can come play at San Jose State and have a great career and shine on a really big stage like Dakari's doing right now. So really excited for him.
Coach, Tyler Nevins led all rushers with a season-best 103 yards rushing and a touchdown. How great was it to see Nevins return to his original form?
I was really excited for Tyler. I think, coming back from the injury at Davis, Davis game, I think it just took him some time to kind of get his legs underneath him and get comfortable, and his reads were cleaner and his pass protection was cleaner, and I thought he just did a great job, running hard, breaking tackles. And I mentioned it after the game on Saturday night, but I also think Tyler and Malik are becoming a nice combination because they're both kind of different backs and they both bring something else. So I think that, having both those guys doing the things they did. Malik averaged over 10 yards a carry. So there's a lot of good stuff from our run game. I was really excited. I thought, Coach Bernardi did a great job getting the O-line ready, and they came together and provided some good running room for Tyler and for Malik.
Coach, we're going to go to the phones now. Andrew Payne from Scout.com. Andrew, one question for Coach?
Yes, Coach. So when you look at the way the team executed on Saturday, moving the chains, getting in the end zone, creating defensive takeaways, and even the late tackles for loss in the last UNLV desperation drive, do you sense that your slogans like 100-100, blue line, and prove it are getting through to the players?
Well, I certainly hope so. Our 100-100 and the prove it are kind of things that are built into our program and our culture, things that we want to make incredibly simple for our players to understand. And so, the 100-100 is defined as 100 miles an hour 100% of the time. And you can see when guys play with great effort what that looks like, and if they can do it for a complete game, obviously that's, the better our effort is, the better chance we have to win. And so that was one of the things that we identified in the offseason, trying to give our team a really clear picture of what great effort looks like and what our standard is going to be for effort when we play. And so, I think that's helping. And then the prove it is really simple. I think for our players or for our team, everybody says they want to play. Everybody says they want to win. as a coaching staff, we are saying, well, you want to win, you got to prove it. You got to prove it with how you execute and what kind of effort you play with and that stuff. So, and I think those things are good, really good starting points for us in terms of building our culture here. And I think the players have done a great job of taking that in and making that part of us.
For a team that started 0-7 and had a big losing streak, you guys still seem, seems like you guys still had high morale. We're still tight knit. I'm wondering if finally getting that win, and taking the monkey off your back, rejuvenated the team at all, even made you guys grow even tighter, and re-energized you guys at all.
Well, I certainly hope so. I think the credit for that belongs to the players and the assistant coaches, right? I think we have a team that really cares about each other, and I think because of that, you saw that effort stay consistent. I think we've had good leadership from our senior class, that even though there were some really tough losses there in those first games, I think they're the ones that kept us together. The assistant coaches are the ones that kept us together and kept everybody moving in a direction that we knew we needed to go in order to get a win. And I think, a lot of people talk about that, but I think when you are going through a tough stretch like that, the ability to stay together and the ability to keep doing the work that will lead to the result you want is what you have to do. And I think the players have done a fantastic job at that. It's been awesome.
Coach, we're going to head back to the phones now. Robert Gagliardi from the Laramie Boomerang is on the line. Robert, one question for Coach.
Coach, congratulations last week. I know Josh Oliver's been very good for you this season and has been, all season. Has he pretty much done what you would expect him to do, or has he even exceeded expectations at this point of the season?
Well, I think Josh can even keep getting better. The best thing about Josh Oliver is that he's the best example on our team of, you play how you practice, because he practices so hard every day, and it doesn't matter if he's beat up or whatever. He goes out there and he earns it day in and day out. And he's another guy who's a senior that's playing his best football for us. He's playing the best football of his career in his senior season, which is really, really exciting to see that, the hard work over time, the hard work has paid off, and that he's finally at a place where you can see him really contributing in a significant way week in and week out to our football team.
Coach, the Rebels looked to stage a comeback in the third quarter, but the Spartan defense prevented the Rebel offense from doing damage. Would you say that was a team effort or just the efforts of a few players?
Oh, it's absolutely a team effort. I mean, it's always a team effort in football. That's what makes it the greatest game ever invented, in my opinion. But there were some spectacular individual plays there, but there were also a lot of, lost yardage plays, or, where we were getting pressure on the quarterback and he had to get the ball out of his hand quickly. I thought our defense came up huge in really big moments in that third quarter to kind of stop that momentum, and then, obviously Dakari's interception for a touchdown, was game-changing in terms of when it happened in the sequence of the game.
Coach, back to the phones again. Andrew Pang on the line. Andrew, another question for Coach?
Yes, Coach. So this week it's the first time since September anyone in the Mountain West is ranked in the top 25, because two future San Jose State conference opponents are now in both the AP and USA Today polls, Utah State and Fresno State. While you are focusing on Wyoming this week, what's your response to seeing not just one but two Mountain West teams that's in the top 25?
I think it's outstanding. I think our conference is very, very good. There's good people all over the place, and every week you have to bring your best and play your best to have a chance to win. It's awesome to see, Fresno State and Utah State, kind of get the credit that I think they deserve. Both those teams have been playing at an extremely high level all season, and so it's nice to see that, the AP and the coaches poll, reflect that in the rankings this week.
With only 4 games remaining, obviously you don't really have to worry about burning red shirts anymore. I'm wondering if there's any young guys we expect to see that we haven't seen yet in the season, and if we'll get a chance to see a guy like Chance LaChapelle under center at all with the rest of the season.
That's a good question, whether or not you'll see Chance LaChapelle. I think it just depends on what's happening in the game. I think Josh Love is playing very good football for us. And so, in order to keep, Josh moving in his development, as our quarterback and as the leader of our team, we want to let him play and continue to get those opportunities. Chance is coming along nicely. He's had a really good fall. I do think you'll see some of those freshmen play in the last month here. I'm not sure how that's going to come about, if it's going to be a normal, control down situation, or if it's going to be in the kicking game or whatnot. But I think you'll see some of those freshmen start to get some turns and some reps in there.
Coach, again, back to the phone. Robert Gagliardi once again. Robert, another question for Coach?
Coach, I know it's a different season, but you guys did beat Wyoming at your place last year. Is there a sense of, not certainly overconfidence, but a sense of confidence that this is a team you beat and you beat last year? Does that carry over into going into this week and this game at all, or does it mean anything, I guess, at this point?
I don't think we put a lot of stock in that. Really, it's a new team. It's a new season. We're a way different team than we were a year ago. We know that it's a totally different set of circumstances going up there to play, which is a hard place to play. And, they've got new personnel all over the field, so just like we do. So, this is, for us, every week is a new week, and every game is a new situation. And so going on the road to Wyoming and watching the way they played last week against Colorado State, we need to have a great week of practice and prepare our tails off to give us a chance in this one.
Coach, as was mentioned earlier, the Spartans head to Laramie to take on the Cowboys this Saturday. Last year, San Jose State beat Wyoming at home. So what are 3 things that they need to do to get a win against the same team on the road?
I think first and foremost, we need to win the turnover battle. I know that probably sounds like a broken record around here, but that's been a very, very important part of our process in terms of playing good football. We need to do a good job. With the quarterback they're playing, they've got a lot of quarterback run in the game. He's a big, strong kid. We watched him play in high school. He's a good player, and it looks like he's playing good football for them. So we got to be ready for a real physical, run attack, rushing attack from them that includes a really good tailback, a really good offensive line, and then also a quarterback who's a big, strong kid that can run and throw. And then the other part is we got to handle their defensive front. They're really physical. They got great edge presence, got rushers off the edge. It's really one of the best defenses we've played this year. So we've got our work cut out for us, but I would say just kind of ballpark, those are the 3 things that we have to do.
Going back to the phones again, Coach. Andrew Ping, another question for Coach?
Yes, Coach. So expanding on your earlier comments, acknowledging Wyoming's ability to do both passing and running. Sean Chambers, the Wyoming quarterback, had completed 7 of 10 passes last weekend, and he also had 101 yards rushing. That combined with the high elevation, cold weather, early afternoon kickoff, that's got to be a challenge to you. And would you say you've seen a preview of what you'll see next week from Wyoming, because the UNLV quarterback was also a good passer and runner?
Well, I think they're different. Schematically, they're really different, Wyoming and UNLV. I think the fact that, playing Max last week, he did a really nice job throwing the ball around the yard, and then he was able to create some stuff with his legs, where Chambers appears to be more of a downhill runner, quarterback power, quarterback zone, just a lot of stuff. But the thing that's most impressive about Chambers to me is that he was still able, to complete those passes, throw the ball accurately. So he's a freshman that's playing at a really high level. It's really impressive to me.
Laramie is obviously a unique place to play. I'm wondering, with that Rapid fan base and stuff, how you guys are preparing to play in such a different environment than you guys are used to.
Well, I mean, in terms of playing in front of rabid fan bases, we played road games at Washington State and Oregon this year. So, and nowhere's more rabid than Oregon, I would say, or louder. But the Laramie crowd, it's definitely a challenge. It's definitely, we got to handle the travel. We got to handle the altitude. We got to handle, their fan base, all that stuff. So, every week is a challenge for us. This week's just a different kind of challenge, and it's going on the road and playing in front of a big crowd in a loud stadium, and handling the altitude and all that stuff. So it's gonna be fun.
Coach, back to the phones. Robert, another question for Coach.
I was thinking, Coach, and it's kind of open-ended, but when you took over, obviously you're trying to build this program and put your stamp on it. Are you pleased where the progress is? I'm sure as a coach you'd like more wins, like any coach, but are you pleased where the progress is of the development and the building of this program at this point for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you'll ever find any coach that is, pleased with where things are at. I just don't think it's like that. I think we obviously still have a ways to go. We haven't won enough football games, but the thing that I am pleased about is I'm really excited about our team and how they go to work every week. I'm excited about kind of the culture that we're building and the brotherhood that's developing here at San Jose State, and so I think those things are on the right track. Obviously, we've talked a lot here about before the UNLV game, we played in 3 conference games where we were tied or winning in the fourth quarter that we didn't finish. So, in terms of am I pleased? No. We've got a lot of work to do here, but I am proud of our fight. I am proud of our progress. I do think we're getting better. I think you can see that on tape. And this weekend is another chance for us to prove that we're making progress. Thank you.
Just a reminder to fans, there will be no pumpkin carving at the Hukilau this week, but there will be a radio show on Wednesday night, Halloween night. If you're planning on coming out to the Hukilau in Japantown, San Jose this week, just give yourself a little extra time. There will be some festivities going on in Japantown on Halloween, but we will have the Coach Brennan radio show on Wednesday. Spartans on the road to take on Wyoming this Saturday, pregame on 1590 AM KLIV and the Spartan Radio Network at 10:30 Pacific time with a kickoff at 11 o'clock Pacific time. That does it for us this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.